All right, good afternoon. Thank you for coming. Chief Dan O'Shea, Rockford Police Department. To my left is State's Attorney Marilyn Height-Ross for Winnebago County. And to my right is Assistant Deputy Chief Carla Red from the Rockford Police Department over the Investigations Division. Today, we want to come meet with you and announce charges from an incident that occurred last night, July 23rd, at approximately 7:45 p.m. Rockford scope officers responded to a shot spotter alert in the 1400 block of West Street. Upon arrival, the officers located a group of juveniles gathered behind Washington Elementary School. Subjects began to run away as the squad car approached. One of the individuals, a 14-year-old male, turned around and fired a gunshot at the officers. The officers took evasive action, but ended up catching the kid on the other side of the field. They took him into custody without incident. They recovered a firearm. Neither officer was hit by the gunfire, and the officers did not return gunfire at the juvenile when he fired at them. The Winnebago County State's Attorney's Office reviewed the case and authorized charges of attempted murder of a police officer. There's 2 counts of that. Aggravated discharge of a firearm, 3 counts in that, and resisting a police officer. The officers are alive, they're uninjured. They exercise great restraint in a very serious life-threatening situation. It's a testament to their training, the training they receive, and the experience that they have. Both officers have been on the job 6 years, and both have been assigned to the scope unit for the last year. You know, the officers are sworn to protect this city, and they do so with great pride. They want to just make it home at the end of their shift, keeping the city safe as well as themselves. Last night, a 14-year-old male armed with a handgun jeopardized that for the officers. As a chief, as a resident of Rockford, parents need to consider this. There are kids out there who are 14 years old carrying guns and willing to fire at the police. If they're willing to fire at the police, they're assumably willing to fire at anybody. Having 14-year-olds out there walking the streets armed with handguns is completely unacceptable. Parenting needs to step up in this city. Citizens need to step up and try and help out those who have kids that are beyond their control. We do unimaginable amounts of community outreach and try and work with residents and community groups in this city, and we appreciate all the help we're getting from the community, and it's getting a lot better, and crime continues to go down, but these types of crimes and incidents cannot happen in Rockford. It just has got to stop. Just real quick stats, and then I'll let State's Attorney Marilyn Height-Ross talk. Shots fired so far year to date in 2019 in the city are 212 incidents. It's down 26% compared to the last 2 years, which is a good trend to have, but it's still too many shot-fired incidents. The victim count being struck by gunfire year to date in 2019 is 46 people have been hit by gunfire. That's down 33% from last year. Again, we're trending the right way. We are reducing violent crime. But having 46 people hit halfway through the year by gunfire is just, it's not acceptable. It has to stop. The city continues to work on it. We're working with all the community members, and I really appreciate all the outreach and all the community people that have been providing information and tips. We just need more. And we've got to work on this together. And one last thing I just touch on real quick in regards to juvenile crime in the city of Rockford. Juvenile crime accounts for a lot of our violent crime, and it continues to rise. Kind of a disturbing statistic, if you will, one that's not going the right way. Year to date, up through July 23rd, this year we've arrested 31 juveniles under the 16 and under who have been charged with very violent crimes. Violent crimes considering murder, manslaughter, sex assault, rape, and sodomy, aggravated assault, and robbery. 31 kids, 16 under, have been charged this year just by Rockford PD. The total number in 2018 that we charged was 33, and we're only at July 23rd. That's a bad number, and we got to step up as a city, as one whole group, and really work on bringing down juvenile crime. With that, I'd ask State's Attorney Height-Ross to speak.
Thank you, Chief. Good afternoon. So we are certainly very grateful to the professionalism of the Rockford Police Officers that were involved in this incident. As with anyone charged, the minor is presumed innocent until or unless proven guilty in a court of law. The minor is next in court, JJC 1, August 13th at 9 a.m. The minor, based upon the seriousness of the offense, is subject to discretionary transfer. There are several factors that I will be reviewing in order for my staff to present the matter to the court to determine whether or not that will occur. What I will tell you is that this is very disturbing to me. Summertime is a time when we want children to be in the park and to be free from being endangered and losing their life or being injured. We need parents to parent. We need parents to know what their children are carrying and having in their homes. But more importantly, we need parents to train their children to respect others and to respect the lives and safety of other children. We have many community programs that are available through community centers, as well as the Rockford Park Districts provides productive places for children to gather and to congregate so that they are involved in productive activities and not having idle time. And so my message to the community is during these summer months, we want children to enjoy their summer so that they are alive to attend school in the fall. And we want parents to be cognizant of where their children are, what their children are doing at all times. Thank you.
So one last comment, and then we'll take some questions. I really want to commend the two officers from last night. They did a great job. It could have been a very tragic situation all the way around, and it was handled with great professionalism, and I really applaud them. And as always, thank the investigators and the rest of the department, as well as the county sheriff and the state who showed up and assisted out there. Together we got to work on this, and I feel very confident that we as a city are getting much, much safer, but we still have some issues, and we got to work on them. So with that, I'll answer any questions we can. Yes?
Was the 14-year-old a boy or a girl?
He's a male.
What were the 3 counts for? 3 counts of discharge, I believe?
Well, we are alleged that the minor discharged the firearm in the direction of another minor, as well as the 2 officers. So that would result in 3 counts of aggravated discharge of a firearm.
You know, if was there anything going on prior to the officer being there? Was there like an argument between them, or what was happening before?
We can't comment on that.
The only thing that happened before the officers got there, there was a shot spotter alert for gunfire, which is why they were responding to the area.
Is the other was the other person also his target was a minor 14 too?
I don't know the age of the other individual. It was a juvenile.
How are you finding shot spotters being effective for, finding more of these incidents?
ShotSpotter has been a great tool for us, as for responding as well as investigative tool. ShotSpotter has benefited us on many, many cases. And tonight is another example. We're able to get there in a timely, very quick fashion and find and recover another gun and take another gun off the street.
When policemen have to use force and they fire shots, they're reassigned temporarily off the streets. Is that not the case when they would return fire in this case?
Right. Anytime there's a traumatic or a high-level stress incident, whether it be a shooting or otherwise, we always review whether or not the officers need to be taken off and put on admin leave or not. In this particular case, they did not fire the weapons. Both officers were checked on, and we feel very confident that they're doing really well.
Is there any chance that this young man will be tried as an adult?
There are several factors that the court can consider under discretionary transfer. Some of those are the age of the minor, the minor's prior delinquency history, the seriousness of the offense, possibility of rehabilitation prior to the minor becoming an adult, as well as whether or not there are some social history issues with the minor. So those are factors that the court can consider in determining whether or not adult court is the appropriate venue for the minor.
Will your office seek
I am still considering that and discussing that with my staff. I will tell you that I'm very interested in learning about the minor, because I think that's very important in considering whether or not it is appropriate to transfer the case.
At this time, do you know if there are any previous things on this minor's record?
I cannot address a minor's criminal history, so.
Any other questions?
Where did you get the gun?
I'm sorry?
Where did you get the gun?
That's part of the case, and we can't obviously talk about that at this point.
We just know it was just a handgun, correct?
You know, I'm not going to comment on type of firearm right now.
Was there any indication of any kind of drug or gang involvement?
Can't comment on anything to do with the actual investigation right now.
You know if the police was the intended target of the firearm, or they were just shooting and they were caught in line of fire? Like, were the police targeted?
Well, the charges are attempted murder of a police officer, so the charging is, I would imagine that's included in why it's listed that way.
Okay.
Any other questions?
Were the officers in were they in a marked car?
They're in a scope unit vehicle, which is a marked internally car, and then they wear police. They're fully identifiable as police officers.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right. Thank you, everybody, for coming.